Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, the 26th of April, and we are glad to present you our weekly analytical review of the foreign exchange market. Last week, the pair EUR/USD continued to rise and currently consolidated above the level of 1.2085, coinciding with Murray 6/8. Further growth is possible to 1.2146 and 1.2207. The level of 1.2023 is the key for the bears. After its breakdown, a correction is possible to 1.1962 and 1.19. Technical indicators show continued growth. Bollinger Bands and Stochastic reversed upwards, and a MACD histogram is growing in the positive zone. Generally, the continuation of growth is more likely, but one cannot exclude the beginning of a decline in case of the breakdown of 1.2023. The pair GBP/USD showed ambiguous dynamics last week. The price rose to 1.40, but then lost all the positions it had won. Currently, the pair is making new growth attempts and is testing the central mark of the Murray trading range at 1.3916. Its breakout will give a prospect of further growth to 1.3977, 1.4038, 1.41. The level of 1.3820 near the midline of Bollinger Bands is the key for the bears. After consolidation below it, quotes can continue declining to 1.3733 and 1.3672. Technical indicators do not provide a clear signal. Bollinger Bands are reversing upwards and a MACD histogram is growing in the positive zone, but Stochastic is pointing downwards. Growth is more likely after the breakout of 1.3916, but the resumption of a decline cannot be completely excluded. Last week, the pair USD/JPY continued to decline and is now testing the level of 107.81, coinciding with Murray 5/8. Its breakdown will give a prospect of a further decline to 106.25. Otherwise, quote may attempt to return to the midline of Bollinger Bands near 109.15 or to the level of 110.93. Technical indicators do not provide a clear signal. Bollinger Bands are reversing downwards and a MACD histogram is growing in the negative zone. Stochastic may soon leave the oversold zone and form a buy signal. A decline is possible after the breakdown of 107.81, but the resumption of growth cannot be completely ruled out. Last week, the pair AUD/USD tried to consolidate above 0.7751. However, for the resumption of serious growth, quotes need to overcome the central line of the Murray trading range at 0.7812. In this case, the price may rise to 0.7873 and 0.7934. The level of 0.7675 near the midline of Bollinger Bands is the key for the bears. If the price consolidates below it, quotes may continue declining to 0.7629 and 0.7568. Technical indicators show continued growth. Bollinger Bands and Stochastic are reversing upwards and a MACD histogram is growing in the positive zone. Growth is more likely after the breakout of 0.7812, but the resumption of a decline cannot be completely excluded. Gold quotes last week rose to the level of 1797.70, but then corrected to the level of 1781.25, coinciding with Murray 5/8. Its repeated breakout will give a prospect of growth to 1812.50 and 1843.75. The level of 1750 in the center of the Murray trading range, supported by the midline of Bollinger Bands, is seen as the key for the bears. After its breakdown, quotes may reach 1718.75 and 1687.50. Technical indicators do not provide a clear signal. Bollinger Bands are reversing upwards, a MACD histogram is growing in the positive zone, and Stochastic is pointing downwards. Generally, the continuation of growth is more likely, but one cannot exclude a decline in case of the breakdown of 1750. That's all for today, and good luck with your trading.